I'm going to all right, so well, good morning. This is Tuesday, May 21st, 2019, the Healing the Heart of America course. And today's wonderful topic is gun control. So, of course, we'll first go into our own hearts, expand our hearts, and from the deep qualities of love and harmony and beauty within our hearts, we're going to invite up issues to heal that we have personally. And then we'll move into healing the wounds, the energetic wounds deep in the heart of America. So let's just begin by connecting to our hearts, sitting up straight, as comfortable as you can, crossing your hands and putting them over your hearts. And let's just get in touch with our hearts. Perhaps we can feel our heartbeat, maybe not, through our hands, through our fingertips. Or could we just honor and love this great physical organ and this great center of our bodies, center of our energetic bodies? And just let your hands fall back down into your lap. And just begin to notice what happened the last minute or two. What shifts? How quiet are we? How connected are we? How integrated are we? Whatever the feeling is, just notice it. It's a way of saying hello to our hearts and drawing that value into our lives. Now let's move into our traditional heart rhythm meditation, this form of connecting the rhythm of our breathing to the rhythm of our hearts, revived from the great desert fathers and mothers, my Pran and Susanna Baer, the school of the heart they have. It's called I Am Heart. We just begin by sitting up straight, comfortably. Maybe let your head move freely on your neck. And just begin by watching our breathing. How easy, how full, what the nostrils are like. What does it feel like to be aware of your breathing? And after we've more or less said hello to our breath, let's begin expanding our breathing. we suggest by a very full exhale, pull your abdominal muscles all the way in back to your spine. And then just notice how freely the inhale comes in, how fully it comes in. Full inhales, full exhales. And when you're comfortable, let's connect the rhythm of our breathing to the rhythm of our hearts. And we do that by feeling our heartbeat. Perhaps you can just feel it internally. That will come very quickly. But if you can't, just feel your pulse in your wrist or your throat and begin to inhale. I'll just say 8 breaths in and 8 breaths out. But whatever rhythm is comfortable for you. Inhale and then exhale to that count of 8, 6 or 8, whatever's comfortable. As we connect these two rhythms, we begin to connect to the rhythm of nature, to the rhythm of the earth, the magnetic pulsing of the earth. Certainly the cerebral spinal pulse kicks in harmony. We'll talk a lot about harmony today and the power of it. So just begin to notice if you sense any harmony as you connect the rhythm of your breathing with the rhythm of your heartbeat. And just notice your experience. And let's begin to continue our exploration of using our breath to connect to the 5 elements. We started this whole process, not just the elemental breathing, but the expansion of the power of our breathing by exploring the dimensions of the heart. Front and back, left to right, up, down, interior. We started with the elementals, breathing the earth breath down into the earth, in and out through the nostrils. Then the water breath, pulling water in down through the crown into our heart. Inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling through the open lips. And the fire breath was the reverse of that. Inhaling through slightly open lips into our solar plexus, pulling the energy up into light and exhaling it out through our hearts. So now we move into the air breath. And by the way, eventually what starts to happen is we start to connect to the beings of the earth that are responsible for these elements. I became the air element for the earth once in one meditation. The jet streams became arteries. And I could see my individual body was like this capillary in this huge respiratory system of the planet. Inhaling carbon dioxide, inhaling oxygen, exhaling carbon dioxide to feed the plants and the trees. It's just where this can go. We become these elements. We align ourselves with these elements. And in that alignment, we assume the power of these elements to use for the furtherance of the divine force of evolution. So with the air element, we inhale through an open mouth, slightly open lips, and we exhale through slightly open lips. And my suggestion is you sort of inhale, pull the energy in through your forehead down to your heart, and exhale exactly the same path backward, out through the forehead. All the while maintaining the connection to the heartbeat. Eight heartbeats in, filling the heart up. 8 heartbeats out through the third eye, through the forehead. The air breath brings us clarity. It brings us vision. And with the energy in the heart, first just notice what you experience from the air breath. Perhaps a lightness, a freedom. The air can just move everywhere like the wind. Perhaps an expansiveness. Whatever it is for you, it's fine. With our attention in our hearts, let's begin the process of expanding the energy in our hearts. We inhale into our hearts, staying connected to the heartbeat, and then when we exhale, we allow the energetic body to expand out. We inhale, and we expand that energetic body out from the heart. Now, some of us may just be expanding our awareness out, and that's okay, but have the intention to expand the energetic body of your heart out. It's a very powerful process. The awareness is very refined and very subtle and etheric. The energetic body is closer to us. Actually, in that sense, it's almost more usable. We inhale into our heart, exhale to expand our energetic body. Maybe allow it to fill the room by now. And again, allow it to fill your city, your town, your state, your country, the world. So from this expanded heart, let's begin the process of looking at guns in our personal life. Guns, and automatically we have to bring in violence. Guns are used for violence. So what's the first thought or feeling that comes up for you when you think about guns? Maybe you have to go to the news and guns if you don't have any personal experience with them. Or stories about guns. Just notice what comes up. Is it fear? Many people fear guns. Is it horror? Is it danger? Some people will feel safety with guns. Whatever it is you're feeling, can you welcome that feeling up and just be with it? And if you're not stirred by guns, work with whatever's stirring you up today. Whatever you want to change in your life. But check that feeling you have about guns. And just be with it. Maybe you notice some sensation in your body about it. Using the stomach or chest, but it could be anywhere. Maybe you just have a general sense of don't like it. Wish we didn't have them. Whatever comes up, could you welcome that energy into your heart? And would it be okay with us if we heal the energy and still claim our common sense? Heal the energy and claim our common sense. So what do you specifically dislike about guns? Pretty easy to find that. This is another question designed to stir up energy. What do you dislike about guns? What do you like about guns? Whatever thought or feeling comes up, can you allow yourself to experience that as energy? It's just energy coming up that wants to be healed. We want to sit in complete harmony. So whatever comes up, could we shift that energy into harmony? All this suppressed emotion that we don't even think about, we sort of push it down. It all wants to come up and be harmonized within our energetic system. That's the healing. What's an advantage to having guns? What's a disadvantage to having guns? And again, just questions designed to pull up energy. Pull the energy in, let it shift into harmony. How do you feel about criminals having guns? Don't like that, do we? It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. Could you allow yourself to pull the energy up and transform it? I say harmony, but pick whatever quality you want. How do you feel about vigilantes having guns? The local neighborhood who sometimes end up killing innocent people walking through, people of color. How do you feel about terrorists having guns? Could we welcome that up? Whatever that feeling is, could we bring that into our hearts and let it shift into harmony? How do we feel about white supremacists having guns? I can feel a lot of charge on that one. For good reason. These aren't bad feelings, they're just feelings. It's just energy. And again, is it okay with us if we pull this energy in and let it shift, all the while allowing ourselves to claim our common sense about guns? We're not giving up our common sense. We're not giving up the deep desire of our hearts for harmony. And to go at this in a slightly different direction, how do you feel when people tell you what to do? Do you like it? Could you welcome up that resistance to that? I know we all have it. We all have this program that says, don't you tell me what to do. Could we welcome up resistance to that and just let that go? Allow ourselves to move into harmony. So when someone says to you, you can't have a gun, you may say, fine, I have no problem with that. But your neighbor may say, I don't like being told what to do. Check to see, are we judging? Are we saying, my common sense or my judgment is more important than your desire for freedom? All we're doing is stirring up energy here. When we see what looks to be like a group of thugs or ne'er-do-wells walking down the street late at night, are we afraid they have guns? Could we welcome up that fear? And could we welcome up that saying to them, you can't have guns because I don't feel safe when you have guns. And here we move into the really big issue here. Notice that this is all about, this whole issue of gun control is about wanting to be safe. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be safe. More specifically, nothing wrong with feeling safe. But check to see if our desire as a culture, and it's half and half or whatever the figures are, is about wanting safety. We don't want people to have guns because we want to be safe. And let's make a very clear and very fine distinction. We're going to go back to that movie called The Secret. The premise was that what you put your attention on grows. What the underbelly of that is, because it's certainly metaphysically true, what the underbelly of that is that what our subconscious puts its attention on really grows. So when we say from fear, we don't want you to have guns, our subconscious is spreading out to the universe, I'm afraid of guns. I'm afraid of violence. And what we put our attention on grows. The great American mystic named Lester Levinson, he said, if you fear it, you appear it. You fear it, you appear it. And that's the exact same principle. The solution here, like I say, we don't want to give up our common sense. The solution here is to welcome up this lacking safety feeling and let that be transformed into our heart. So can you get in touch with that not feeling safe when people have guns and welcome that into your heart? And let your heart just transform that. You could transform that into safety if you want, or harmony. And I know there's a part of the population that's going to be saying, but wait a second. If I don't fight and resist these guns, they're never going to go away. And yet we all know the saying, what we resist persists. So can we welcome up that resistance and let that shift into harmony, into safety? It sounds like a conundrum, but there's a very simple solution. That is, we go into our hearts. From our hearts, the peace and power of our hearts, particularly going down to the depth of our heart and our solar plexus, and we say, no more gun violence. We don't say it from fear. We say it from absolute certainty. In this culture, no more violence through guns. In this culture, really, No more violence. No more violence to achieve our goals. Now we achieve our goals by magnetically loving them. And from the other side of this, the huge part of our population that feels safe because they have guns. Could we look at this together? Would it be okay with us if we moved into a place of absolute safety within ourselves, and we realize, I create enough harmony. I don't need a gun for safety. Still might want it for sports, all that sort of thing. We're not going there. We're talking about gun violence, gun safety here. There's a saying, and we all know that it's true. This is from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, where it says, in the presence of harmony, violent tendencies disappear. Sometimes translated as, in the presence of coherence, violent tendencies disappear. And we know it from, you look at St. Francis, who could hang out with violent animals in complete safety because he was so harmonious. All the wandering yogis, all the wandering Sufis, the dervishes, walk in complete safety because they carry with them an atmosphere of harmony. Would it be okay with us as a nation if we moved into an atmosphere of harmony? And can we set this intention from the depths of our heart? Who we are, harmonious, safe, loving, peaceful. And on the energetic level, dissolve any tendency towards violence with guns. It's actually more important than you might realize that we handle this energetically rather than trying to do it legally. And the reason I say this is technology is making laws pointless. You can now download, and anyone with a $200 three-dimensional printer can print out a gun. And soon they'll be able to print out machine guns and hand grenades. And we can pass all the laws we want, but anyone can have one. Check to see if that brings up any fear within us. Any, oh my God. And just welcome that up into our hearts and allow it to shift into harmony, into safety. And let it shift some more. And more. Would it be okay with us if in our own world we sit in the absolute certainty that we are safe, that we are protected. And can we, with our hearts joined together, put up a vision of America, citizens living in harmony with one another, enough prosperity that everyone is fed and clothed and sheltered. Recognizing that we'll go to a technology here again, with the development of artificial intelligence, with the robots. Soon is coming a time when robots will do most of our work. And can we allow a shift in our collective heart consciousness to realize that there may not be jobs for everyone, but the world would be prosperous enough that we can feed and clothe and house everyone. And as this goes on, the whole need for gun violence will just dissolve. Could we allow this picture to come to life in our hearts, in our minds, where the nation and the world become one family? And check to see if there's any disbelief about this vision. Welcome it up. Any sense of good luck with this? Welcome it up. I think we're going to be forced into it if we don't step into it willingly. So could we just claim this vision and feel the beauty of it in our hearts and just say yes to it? And yes again. And yes again. Let's pull the energy back into our hearts. Perhaps feel the energy in the soles of your feet to connect to the earth. And when you're ready, when you're comfortable, just open your eyes. Thank you all for joining me for this meditation. And that's sort of the formal part of this class. Now we go to the optional comments or questions, or if you're stirred up about something. If you're on the phone, hit *6 if you'd like to join in the conversation. Someone came on there for a second, then disappeared.
Yes.
Ah, hello, how are you?
Hello. I thought this was a very incredible, all the things that you've said. And something came up. I thought it was kind of long ago, but it's back. My husband's family, three people in the family all committed suicide. One of his brothers and his sister, and they were both shot into the heart. His father, he took it through his using a gun through his head, and I think that was a real interesting thing. Very different people. There was the heart value, and then there was the head value. And
can I stop you for a second?
Yes.
Because I'm feeling this huge wave of grief coming up and horror about this. And I don't know, you probably dealt with it so much, but I just feel it in the room here, and I'm sure other people on the phone are feeling this. Would you mind if we just stopped and welcomed up this energy for a moment?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, so suicides by guns. And we have this, and thank you for sharing. It must be, I can understand why this energy still comes back up. Can you just feel your reaction, whatever energy comes up, and just let it shift, just be with it, love it. It's hard to love people killing themselves. We're not doing that. We're loving our energetic reaction. Because it doesn't help the person who's committed suicide to connect energetically like that. Could we allow our hearts to open up with compassion for everyone who has committed suicide? Well, the topic's guns, but just who's ever committed suicide. Could we just open up and welcome whatever energetic conditions caused that within them? Whatever pain they had, whatever grief, whatever anguish. Can we just pull that up and let that go? And is it okay with us when we feel this grief, this pain from these suicides, that we let that energy shift within us into great integration, resolve, and power? That from the very depths of our heart, we draw this boundary and say, no more to the conditions that allow this to happen. No more to our family, our friends, our neighbors across the country, throughout the world. No more will we allow this pain, the conditions that create this pain. And we just set this intention and we let it go. Really, we can't individually fix every problem in the world, But from the love of the heart, we set this intention and we let it go. Person on the phone, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. And you don't have to say it. But kindly continue with what you're saying, or where we can help you.
Well, that was very helpful. I've heard about this for a long time in our families, and thank you very much. I think I kind of forgot about it. I kind of pushed it back, and now it brought it forward, and it's clearing. So thank you.
Would it be okay with you if this eventually becomes, a deep memory within you that fuels your resolve for harmony?
Yes.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And if there's any sense of wanting to hide it out of embarrassment or shame or whatever, which I don't get from you at all, but just anything like that, can you put up that energy and just let that go?
Yes.
And is it okay with you if you go forward in your life in complete freedom, no matter what the history of your family and in-laws is?
Yeah, I feel the in-laws are much further away than my other family, but yes.
Yeah. Just let that and step forward in freedom and in love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty sweet perspective, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Anywhere else we need to go, or are you feeling pretty peaceful?
I'm feeling good, thank you.
Thank you so much. You know what you did by calling in is you brought us all to a place of great healing. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Now, what button do I push?
I think *6 again mutes you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you. Anyone else on the phone or here in the class stirred up? Have questions? We run over enough times. If we end a few minutes early, that's not a problem either. Was that you raising your hand? Yeah. Wonderful. Please join us up here.
So I'm looking at a theme that I'd like to explore, and that is about disagreement. And I suppose in a way, anger that can arise from disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
So if I...
Is something specific in your mind? A specific incident?
No, this is very general. It's more as a theme.
So,
but,
can you go back when this theme first started coming up for you?
Well, it would be in relationship with, from one point of view to another. So it's something that would affect a relationship, and I suppose that the ability or the sense of having a point of view And having that point of view being very kind of hard. And so kind of a hardness, I guess.
So, John, it really helps because when you're sort of taking it from a theoretical perspective, it's up in our heads.
No, I'm looking at what the feeling is about it, and that's why I'm coming to that sense of hardness. And because what I'm getting is this kind of central, and also, I guess what just below maybe the heart chakra is a point that I'm feeling in my body that is very dense, and it's kind of a dark point that is...
Oh, good. So let's work on that point then.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and everybody else, just check inside your body. We're all in a very deep spot. Just check inside your body to see if there's some denseness. Maybe it's a sensation. So this hardness. There's a great passage in the Bible where God tells, I think it's Isaiah, He says, I'll remove your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. We all have, to some degree, hardened hearts. So just go within, and here you are feeling this. So John, do you like this hardness?
No.
No. And does that not liking make it go away?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. And so, could you let go of disapproving of this hardness of your, right near your heart? Could you let go of it, disapproving some more? And more. So we don't know why that's there, do we? Or do you?
No, I think it's something that's been there for a long, long time. So, and I don't think that it's particularly. It's almost more like a fixture.
Gotcha. This is the deep stuff then. Okay, so could you give that fixture some love and approval?
Okay.
All right, and give it some more. So for some reason, your body-mind organism has stored this energy there. Probably a good reason at the time and not so good anymore, right? So what's happening at that spot right now?
Well, it's... I would say it's vibrating a little bit, as in terms of dissolving.
Nice. Is it okay with you? That's easy to dissolve?
It has a great depth to it that I...
Yes, good. But the question is, even if it has great depth, could you allow the intention for this to be easy to dissolve? Yes. And could you just love that feeling some more, that sensation some more? And what's going on?
Well, a little bit more of what I described before is a shifting, and it's like a shifting, more of releasing.
Good. So let me ask you a question. Do you have any feeling or any sense about how, when this is gone from your life, your life will be different. Who will you be? What qualities will you have once this is gone? What qualities will be stronger?
Well, it would be an expanded quality of,
Yes.
and also it's a little bit of a play of, I mean, between the expansion and then the condensation to the hardness. And
so let me ask this question. Let's have you expand a bit. Can you expand your presence in your energetic body? Allow yourself to become bigger?
well, that part is fairly big.
I understand. But the rest of you,
But it's the...
can you allow your heart to expand right now? Can you expand it even more?
Well, what's going on actually is I'm going into that
Into
point, into the
Okay.
point of light.
At the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better. You're doing it automatically. So everyone, we can follow him along, because when someone goes there, it's easier for all of us. So whatever you've got going on, feel free to dive into it, and you're finding light at the end of it.
Yeah, I'm finding a point of light at the center of
Finding a
it.
point of light at the center. Perfect.
Yeah, that is helping to expand it out.
Nice. And could you allow that light to expand?
Yes.
Yes. And even more expansion. So what's going on?
Well, continuing with the process. So,
Okay. Do you just need to spend time with this? All right.
yeah.
Thank you for taking us here. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. You bet. Yes, Radhika? We can keep going. If you want to keep going. It's 10 o'clock. People are free to leave. But if anyone wants to work, I think Radhika...
3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes to 10. Yeah. And I'm bet you're a 3-minute wonder.
Okay. I don't know if I'm as quick as him. I was thinking about how there's all kinds of rules in society that everyone follows. Not smoking in a restaurant, not running a red light, wearing your seat belts, toddlers in baby seats, not yelling fire in a theater. You know, just all day long we have rules.
Yes.
And we
You're still touching the mic.
and we follow them because we want to have some kind of harmony in society. And then with this gun situation, there's this, don't take my freedom away, don't take my, I don't want any restrictions. And it brings me great kind of grief and sadness, because I have a lot of, not a lot, but enough friends that have guns and give me this parroting about the militia and the Constitution, and yet and yet we have vehicles, cars, which have all kinds of rules and can be a dangerous weapon, So that really
Good.
brings up a lot of...
Good. So let's all go there. Okay? So this feeling like we should have rules about guns, right? We have rules about everything else, we should have rules about guns, right?
Right.
Okay? So is this wanting approval? Is this wanting control? Is this wanting to be safe for you?
Safe.
Yes. So can you welcome up this feeling of lacking safety? And could you just let that go?
It also brings up what John was saying. When you disagree with someone, you take a position and there's a hardness and anger.
Yes.
And when I hear this, I don't know if it's hardness or anger, but it is control. Like, how people can be think this way.
So, how does it work for you to have feelings like this come up and thoughts like this come up? Does it convince the other person to your point of view?
No.
It does not, does it? So all this sort of wanting to control them, just like none of us want to be controlled, right? So would it be okay with you if you let go of this wanting of control so you're peaceful within yourself? You see how that's going?
Yes.
And from this peaceful, harmonious atmosphere within you, that you allow that to influence people rather than trying to control them. Would that be okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah. And imagine millions upon millions and millions of people going to the same place. Okay? And is it okay if we come from inspiration to guide those around us rather than coming from control?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay, isn't it? That's okay. And again, pull up this feeling, and I know your nephew who loves guns. Okay? And you love him, I know this.
I don't have a problem because he's
sane.
He's sane.
Right, he's sane. I get that. And again, let's go to our fear of insane people.
That want assault weapons to control their neighborhoods.
Yes. So, and some of them want them to protect themselves. They've got their own fears, don't they? Could we allow ourselves to have compassion for those who feel the need to have guns to be safe? Would that be okay with you?
I don't have much compassion for them.
So what do you have for them? What do you feel about them?
Like that they're stupid.
Yes. So that, and of course they think you're stupid, right? So that doesn't really work, does it? Doesn't go anywhere. So could you let go of the judgment there? Let go of feeling that you're smarter and better than they are. Realize they just have a different set of values that you do.
Some values aren't right.
I understand. And that sense of righteousness, we hate it when we see it in other people, don't we? Right?
No, sometimes you're humbled and you say you're right.
Sometimes you're right, and sometimes it doesn't go that way.
Right.
Sometimes people think they're righteous, and we think they're full of nonsense. Right? So could we let go of being the judge?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work. We're not effective from that place. Because that's the hard place, isn't it? Where we're effective is from love, is from harmony. So would it be okay with you if you welcomed up all that disapproval energy you have? And can you feel that in your body, or do you feel it in the field, in your body?
Yeah.
So can you pull that into your heart and let your heart transform that into harmony? So who was that really strident black militant in the 60s? You had Malcolm X. So you think about Malcolm X, you think about Martin Luther King. Who do we want to be?
Martin Luther King.
We want to be Martin Luther King, don't we? Okay? We want to come from love. Could we allow ourselves to shift into this place of harmony? You can say yes to that, can't you?
Yes.
And from this place of harmony, can you look at the side of us, the side of yourself that judges? And could you love that side of yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, and could you love yourself some more, even if you have all those judgments? Right? So would it be okay with you if you lived in harmony, Radhika? You lived in peace and radiated that peace everywhere you go.
Yes.
Okay. So what else comes up when you think about people that have guns? Are you at peace or do you have judgments coming up?
I have more peace. I mean, I can bring up more, but...
So bring up the rest. Okay? Is it okay with you if you allow this to be an easy, smooth process?
Yes.
Pull up all this judgmental, negative energy. It's really what it is. Not liking, it's resisting. And it's just energy. Would it be okay if you just pull it up and let it shift and just make the choice? I choose to live in my heart in harmony.
Yes.
Ah, I get that. I got that very strongly, Radhika. Everybody get that in yourselves? We're just making a choice, and it's a habit. It's a habit. Is it okay if we have a new habit of, instead of habitually moving to judgment and not liking and resisting, and the new habit is we live in harmony? This is what's called living from your heart. Okay? So what are you feeling right now, Radhika?
Well, I was thinking of Trayvon Martin and the Stand Your Ground and how I'm in my heart. I'm okay, but then I was just wondering how you take a stand when you think something's wrong. If you're just going to be loving and accepting it.
So here's the thing. Here's where we go, and why I keep saying the heart, and particularly the depth of the heart, has the power to draw boundaries. Okay? So let's make the intention from the heart, not from our anger, our frustration. That's a weak intention. Okay? It's very finite. It may feel powerful, but it's not permanent. So could you allow yourself from your heart to say, no more. No more. With the understanding that everyone involved in these situations has their own pain, has their own anxiety, their own fears, and to try and punish rather than solve is pointless. Okay? So would it be okay with all of us if we again revisit this resolve from the heart that says, no more senseless gun violence. No more senseless violence in America. And just set the intention and let it go. When we let it go, all the universal forces step in to carry it forward. When we hold on to it, as in trying to individually make this happen, we limit the intention. So is that okay with you, Radhika?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And where else do we need to go with this?
That's good.
That's good. Okay. Thank you for bringing that up. Really. Your microphone. Thank you so much. Yes, Thelma?
Steve, I heard once from a very wonderful teacher.
Do you want to say it up here?
Well, it was just a short. Well, okay. I have something else to. Is that facing the right way? Is that going to be all right this way?
You are a natural actress, aren't you? You know all about microphones.
I did it enough, yeah. I heard once from a wonderful teacher that the subconscious doesn't hear no or not or don't. And I wanted to throw out the suggestion that we say maybe to ourselves, I intend to have a country and a world free of gun violence.
And you're completely correct.
Uh-huh.
The subconscious sort of works in this and that, and you're saying no, you're resisting. You actually draw it in.
And it doesn't understand.
It doesn't understand.
Yeah.
The difference, where we want to go, is the heart doesn't have that problem.
Oh, okay. That's different.
Okay?
Yeah.
The heart is different. That's why you want to go there rather than from your resistance. From your resistance, you resolve, you draw it in.
Uh-huh.
You
if we resolve to have America free.
That's perfect.
Okay, just free.
Free.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Peaceful.
Okay.
Let's resolve to have America peaceful. But when you're from your heart, it's okay to say no more.
Oh, okay.
Because we can draw boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
We have this power. We're sovereign beings. This is our world. We are the center point of this world. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we say yes and we say no. We say yes in our second chakra and we say no in our third chakra. They're both powers. That's how it works. Did you have something else you wanted to work on?
Yeah, I've been doing the work and it's helping, but there's still physical and emotional pains. And I thought maybe just bringing it out in front of you and the group would really help.
Okay.
When we were working with guns, my schizophrenic, unfortunately, husband had a gun and he threatened to kill my parents and my brother and me if I ever tried to escape from him. And see, it's even hard for me to say it.
Yes.
He had the barbiturates that his mother used to kill herself, and he slipped them into my food, and so I lost all willpower and strength and couldn't resist. So he raped me constantly for hours at a time and would strangle and suffocate me, and I couldn't get away. And this went on for about 3 months or more, and then afterwards I had to have very severe surgery. So, and so I was doing the work, but there was so much physical pain in my back and my neck, mostly on the right side, and in my jaw. And so I thought maybe to come up and see if we could get at another level of it.
Yes.
I mean, I know some of the things to say and think, but I think I just you.
Yes. So first,
Okay.
Thelma was so touched. First, that you would trust us with this story, and just touches us that you had to go through this. So first breathe deeply. Okay. And can you breathe into your heart? Yes. In and out of your heart. Now this is obviously a huge thing in your life, right?
Yeah.
And it looks huge. So I'm going to invite you to allow yourself to see that you are a sovereign spiritual being, infinite from this place of the heart and in your consciousness. So can you experience, allow yourself to expand before we look at this? You really want to be in a big space because it's so deep. So can you expand some more? You've been very expanded and very deep before, I know. Can you go there again?
A lot of pain in the way, but I'm trying.
A lot of pain, so just allow the pain to be there. You don't have to fight the pain. All we're doing is we're expanding here. And we're expanding some more. Now, at this point, are you bigger than this pain? Are you bigger than this experience?
I know I am.
I get it, and you don't feel it yet, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks bigger than you are. Okay? I'm going to ask you, invite you to look at the long span of your life. And maybe even past lives if you want to go there. Okay? I remembered a very famous spiritual teacher. Someone came to him and he didn't speak. This is Meher Baba. And they said, I'm worried about my husband. Because he traveled over to Arabia, that sort of thing. He makes this gesture of his fingers going up and down in a sort of swinging pendulum motion, and the woman doesn't understand what it means. And the person who sort of translated from Meher Baba's gesture said, if you understood how many hundreds of thousands of spouses you've had, you wouldn't worry so much about this one. Okay? So I love that you're laughing. So Thelma, I want you to look at this and say, if I understood how many hundreds of thousands of intense experiences I've had, this one wouldn't look so big. Can you go to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go to that, can't you? Could you allow yourself to be bigger than this experience?
Yeah.
Yeah. And all your life you've been bigger than it. It's a reality. Because it happened and you didn't collapse and die.
Right.
You survived. Proof you're bigger than the experience. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Could you just anchor that in, that I am bigger than this experience? Yes. You're there. I can see it. So good. From this place of being bigger, can you look at it and go back to the experience and just notice your feelings and your reactions to the experience?
While it was happening, I went to a place inside that was not being affected.
Yes.
It's only later that it seems to have created all this pain.
So, perfect. So, right when it was happening, actually, you internally were completely safe, weren't you? Not your body.
Yeah.
But a part of you was right there. You went to a place of complete safety. I'm using that language. We can change it if you want that.
Yeah, it was like just no reaction, just neutral.
Just neutral. Good. Later on, we tell the story about it, and it gets really big. You see that?
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't have done this.
My mind created the tragedy.
Your mind created the tragedy afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it okay with you if you loosen that story?
Yeah, I thought I had.
Yeah. And you have a lot, I know. Could you loosen it some more? And loosen it some more. So what you have is a bunch of energy stored up in there, and you add the story on top of it. Is it okay with you if you let the story go and you just work at the level of the energy? It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
You see that? Because we invest a lot in our stories.
Yeah.
Okay? Is it okay with you if that energy just begins to shift within yourself?
Okay.
Okay? And what would you like that energy to shift into?
Love and creative joy.
Love and creative joy. Wow, imagine your life filled with this huge gift of love and creative joy. Is it okay if it shifts right now?
It would be great if it did.
Yes. So that sort of disbelief, it would be great if it happened.
Uh-huh.
That's just another feeling coming up, right?
Wishing.
Yeah, could you let go of the wishing and move into the allowing?
It seems to bring up more pain. I mean, I guess it's pushing pain out or something.
Yeah, the pain is coming up and it's just shifting.
Okay.
Could
And
you
allow.
Could you allow that pain to come up and just shift?
Yes.
Yes. And notice, even though it's painful, it's not so bad, is it?
Right. Something's starting to give.
Something's starting to give. Is it okay if that just continues? Yes. And continue some more. So keep breathing into it. And you're bigger than this energy, remember?
Yeah.
It's just a 3-month period in your life. I don't mean to minimize it,
Mm-hmm.
but you've allowed it to become, and I don't blame you, we all would, you've allowed it to become a defining moment in your life, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes. And that's okay. Is it okay if that defining moment stays there, because you can't change it, but we let the energy go? Would that be okay?
Yeah, I feel the energy as pain right now. Is
Yes.
that what it is?
Yes, sure it can.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's a very painful situation when it happened.
Uh-huh.
So can you just keep letting it come up,
Okay.
knowing that it's finite? You get that?
Yeah, it's not ongoing. It's not infinite.
It's not infinite. You are infinite.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Is it okay if you step into your infinity again? Yeah. And realize in the long span of your infinity, this is just one drop of energy.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
And could you allow it to shift some more?
I feel that I am beginning to... It brings up pain and yearning, I guess, but I feel that I'm beginning to love the energy.
Yes. Could you love it even more?
It's my energy.
It's your energy. Yes. It's your energy. It's like you're the mother, it's the child. Could you love your children here, your child here? And you've cared and you've nurtured this child for decades now, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it okay if the child grows up and blossoms? Yes. And can it blossom some more?
Why am I crying so much?
It's okay. It's really okay. You're crying because you're transforming.
I think it's compassion too.
Yes. Could you allow compassion to rise up? Compassion for yourself first, holding on to all this energy, all these decades. Could you be very gentle with yourself here? Yes. And even more so.
I love the expression, try easy.
Try easy. Could you allow this to be easy? Yes. Could you allow this to happen smoothly?
Yes.
Yes. And you're the boss here, aren't you? You're the mother.
Yeah.
You're the one in charge. You are like the Divine Mother here, managing the energy of creation. You know all about energy, don't you?
Yeah.
I know you do. You use it as an actress, right? You create from energy.
It happens.
It happens that way. Yes. So is it okay with you if this energy just whoosh shifts into love?
Yeah.
That's okay, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Could you allow that to be even more okay?
Yeah.
So right now, on a scale of, let's say, 1 to 100, 100% meaning that it's gone all the way into love, 0 means it has, hasn't at all. Where are you right now?
70 maybe.
70.
I'm not sure I feel the love. It seems like the energy is free of, that part is free of pain.
And that's love right there.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Free of pain means you've loved it and the charge is all gone. And you're at 70%. This is really big, Thelma.
Okay.
Is it okay with you if you let more of that energy shift into peace?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about, would it be okay with you if you're up to 80% peaceful?
Trying to let go of the pain.
Okay.
I think it's pushing the pain out, but there's still some all around
So,
the outside.
good. Could you let go of the pushing on the pain?
Okay.
All right? And welcome the pain in.
Okay.
Just be with it. Be with it some more. Remember, what we resist persists. You resist the pain, it's going to persist.
I feel guilty I'm taking up so much time.
Yes, you're terrible.
I mean, I don't think other people have had quite, I don't want, never mind.
So is it okay with you if you just let go of wanting approval here?
Yeah.
I know it's hard when you're an actress. Actors and actresses want approval.
I've just been brought up to always worry about what other
Yes.
people, bothering
Of
other
course.
people.
Could you let that go and realize that what you're doing is a gift to all of us? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if you manage this, then we can all manage our own energy.
Okay.
Isn't that a pretty clear message?
Yeah.
And you do it not to preach about it, but just by doing it. Right?
Manage my own energy.
Is what you're doing. You're shifting the energy, you're allowing it to shift into peace.
Yeah.
So could you allow that to go to 80% peaceful?
Yes.
Yes.
There's still pain in my head and neck and
Good. So
back and arms and shoulder, or all around the outside.
all that pain, can you pull that into your heart? It's just energy. And you've got very old, deep patterns.
Uh-huh.
Could you allow it to be easy for that to shift?
Yeah, I'd like it to be easy to shift.
Yes. Good. Could you pull that into your heart and let it shift into peace? Peace and love.
I can feel the energy vibrating.
Nice.
um,
Can you allow that vibration
come into the heart.
come into the heart?
I have to let go of wanting it too.
Yeah, let go of the wanting and just allow it. Okay?
Uh-huh.
The wanting is a subtle message that says it's not happening.
Uh-huh. It's starting to happen.
Yes, but you still allow it to easily flow.
Yeah, it's flowing in.
Flowing in. Nice. Keep letting it flow.
Most of the pain is leaving.
The pain is
turning
leaving?
into energy and coming into my heart. Yeah.
Good. Good. Is it okay if it's easy for that energy, that pain to flow in there?
Yes.
Yes. Could you allow it to be very light and just sort of dance into your heart?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I like it when you laugh. I like that a lot. How are you feeling right now?
There's some emotional pain left that's part of the laughter, but I can feel a change. Yeah. I think I'm maybe 90% there.
90%.
Or 95.
95. So that last little bit is just a little vestige, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an outer skin.
The outer skin of it. Might as well just let that go too, don't you think?
Sure.
Yeah. And is it okay with you if you move forward from this day on,
Mm-hmm.
knowing full well what happened,
Yeah.
and that now it's just a foundation for your life, one of your very rich life experiences, but it's not binding. It doesn't run your life.
Right.
That you live from peace and you live in your heart. Would that be okay with you?
Yes.
And any time if it comes back up, because you never know, energy can be tricky,
Mm-hmm.
is it okay with you if you just feel it, love it, and let it go, knowing that you are the master?
Yeah.
Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Good. Anywhere else we need to go here?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Selma.
You're welcome. That was a big one. Thanks so much,
That's
Steve.
a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Very grateful you stepped up, Selma. That's very brave, and you did great work. All right, you guys. I'm going to call it at 10:35 here. Someone on the phone has unmuted themselves and wants to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to have you join us.
And hello from me. That was wonderful work. Thank you.
So that's another actress speaking to you, Thelma. Seriously, actress to actress. Her name's Jaya. So
God bless you. God bless you. That was fabulous work.
see what you did, Thelma? Thinking you're taking up so much time. And you did, Thelma. It's 10:35. And we're so happy, Thelma. 2022. We're so happy, Thelma. Thank you so much. Thanks for saying hello up there, Jaya. I'm going to unmute everybody here. Hang on. Let's there we go.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wonderful class.
Wow.
Love to all.
All right.
Love to all.
Love you all.
This is Jeff World. Jeff World.
Hi, World. You're the same. Both girls.
Love.
You guys get alive and lively at the end here. And you hide out during the rest of the call.
Our family is just nobody doesn't talk to each other, and nobody has big issues with each other. And how many people don't talk to their siblings? Yeah.
Love.
All right, you guys. See you tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot.
Siblings, though. Husband.